Maligayang pagbati po ng Lunes ng hapon mga kababayan. Kayo ay nanonood ng kauna-unahan at kaisa-isang pang-araw-araw na produksyon para sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika. This week we are celebrating 4th of July, and to most Americans, 4th of July is American Independence Day. There was a time in the Philippine history that actually July 4th is also Philippine Independence Day. That's what we're going to be talking about today on Kababayan LA. But before that, another day to remember, July 13, opening of Orange County Fair. And here on Kababayan LA, we are giving you a chance to get in for free. That's right, we're giving away tickets. 5 lucky families will win 4 tickets each to the Orange County Fair. It's a month-long celebration. I've been there. I go there every year. It's fun, and it's more special if you can go for free, correct? Email us, kababayan@la18.tv, why your family deserves to win the free tickets. Back here in the studio, still talking about 4th of July, the Honorable Mayor of the City of Carson, Mayor Jim Deere. Hello and welcome back to Kababayan LA.
Thank you very much, Janelle.
And of course, the Honorable Deputy Consul General of the Philippine Consulate as well. Hello, Consul Dan Espiritu.
Yeah, hello Janelle, and kumusta din sa inyong mga taga-panood?
We are going to learn a lot today about the Philippines and American, the relationship, the history behind that. And first, 4th of July, American independence. Not too many Filipino immigrants know this when they come to the States. And what we know is, in the Philippines, we celebrate Filipino-American Friendship Day. What is that about?
Well, the Filipino-American Friendship Day actually arose because before, the Independence Day of the Philippines used to be also July 4. The United States granted the Philippines independence on July 4, 1946. However, on May 12, 1962, the then President Diosdado Macapagal transferred the date of the celebration of Philippine independence to the original one, because the Philippines actually first became independent not in 1946 but in 1898, June 12, 1898.
That was the flag ba yun? Raising of the flag?
The raising of the flag in Cavite, the independence from Spain. Because for us, that's really the birthday of the nation, because that was when the Filipino nation and state was born.
And after that, kasi, the Philippines was sold to the American government for $20 million by Spain. Sir, how do you feel about that? That's why it's very controversial, no?
I wasn't alive at the time.
Too bad. You. All right.
I would say it was a good deal for the United States and a good deal for the Filipinos in the long run. At the time, I'm sure it was shocking for the patriots who were trying to cast off the yoke of the Spanish colonial masters, to have the Americans suddenly become the new rulers of the Philippines. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, my history, in the 1930s, there was an agreement made that the Philippines would become a Commonwealth of the United States, and then Independence Day would be set. I think it was for 1944, but because of World War II, the Japanese occupation, that prevented the actual independence from happening for 2 more years. And that's how you got July 4th, 1946.
Yes. And that's why we're talking about history. You know, throughout Philippine history, we've always known the U.S. as a strong ally of the Philippines. And even to date, we have the, the Visiting Forces Agreement. But Consul Dan, it's not always welcome by some people, this agreement, these relationships, these partnerships.
Well, you have to look at it this way. Sometimes for some Filipinos, the presence of foreign troops is a symbol of, or it reminds them of the former colonial status of the Philippines. But then, even under our Constitution, it says there that while the basing of foreign troops in the Philippines may be unconstitutional, the Philippines could decide in favor of that if it is in the national interest. But of course, at this point, we don't see that.
Right.
For us, the current partnership under the SOFA, the Status of Forces Agreement, is already enough in carrying out the mutual obligation of both countries in ensuring the stability of the Asia-Pacific region.
What do you think is great about this relationship between the Philippines and the U.S.? What do you think is the U.S.'s most valuable contribution to the Philippines?
Well, I think that the establishment of like the railroads and the capitalist system of government, allowing corporate investments to create jobs in the Philippines is really important. And then the Philippines, I believe, because it's relatively new, I mean, 1946 is...
Baby.
Yeah, not that old.
Yes.
So view it as a history teacher as well as a mayor.
Right.
That the Philippines is going through phases in life, you know, like a person does. And the Philippines are still at the very beginning phases, even though it's an ancient culture, you know, from many thousands of years ago. Its modern government is still...
Democracy is very young in the Philippines. Yes.
And it needs some adjustment, as you can, I'm sure, agree with me. The capitalist system for economics only works if you have really high integrity, truthful, honest democracy.
So I guess in this way, America is like a big brother to the Philippines. What I think also is a big contribution by the Americans is the education, diba? So why is it important for us Filipinos to also commemorate this, to also celebrate Filipino-American Friendship Day?
Well, to tell you frankly, Janelle, it was really true that when the Americans first came to the Philippines in 1998, it was a shock. So much so that they waged war with the Americans for more than 10 years, from 1898 to 99. The formal periodization of this war by American authorities says that the war ended in 92, but it did not. It ended in 99. However, suffice it to say that after that, even after the subjugation of the Philippines, the Americans themselves recognized the capacity of the Filipinos for self-government. Because as early as 1902, they already appointed, or rather allowed the election of Filipinos to govern local government from the municipal to the provincial and to the provincial levels. And they even appointed Filipinos to some of the positions in the cabinet as early as that. In fact, even our Chief Justice of the Supreme Court then was already Filipino, Cayetano Arellano, as early as 1902.
Right.
Now, it was self-government was progressively encouraged by the Americans, such that by 1916, the U.S. Congress and the U.S. government passed the Tidings-McDuffie Law, which promised independence by 1944.
Ayan, sinabi ko na nga ba. It's history.
Yeah.
It's Filipino-American history, Philippine history today on the show. When we return on Kababayan LA, we talked about, you know, why we need to celebrate. There's, you know, but also when we return on the show, we'll talk about the big celebration happening on Wednesday. Thank you so much and more power to both of you.